So this is my condition now. When switch 1 is on, lamp 1 and lamp 2 should be on, and when switch 2 is on, lamp 3 should be off. So first what we have to do is we have to calculate the total number of inputs and outputs. So in this, what we have to do is first in this we have totally two inputs, switch 1, switch 2, both are inputs. So two inputs are there, and totally we have three outputs here, lamp 1, lamp 2 and lamp 3. Two inputs and three outputs are available. Now what we have to do here is we have to check, because if you take input, we have two different logics in the input. One is NO, another one is NC. So we have to decide whether to use NO or NC. So first we have to decide how to choose that, like whether we have to use NO or NC. So how to decide that means we have to check the condition. What is the condition here means if switch is on, lamp, both the lamps are on here. That is, if input is activated, outputs are also activated. So if you are using NO logic, for NO we have totally two conditions. If input is off, output will be off. If input is activated, output will be activated. This is for NO. And for NC, if input is off, what should happen? Output should be on. And if input is on, output should be deactivated. So this is the logic for both NO as well as NC. So based on this, we have to check whether the logic what we are going to use here is satisfying NO or NC. So see here input is on, output is also on only. So the logic which is satisfying here is NO, because here only we have this input on, output also on. So what we have to do here is, while doing the program, for switch 1 we have to use normally open logic. So switch 1 should be used as NO, and we have to connect it to output. Now we have two outputs here for switch 1. So previously we have seen the rules for programming. In that, what we have to do is, if we have many outputs, output should be connected in parallel combination only. So L1, L2. So what will happen is, if switch 1 is activated, positive will flow here, L1, L2 will be activated. So the first condition is satisfied. So the next condition is, if switch 2 is on, lamp 3 should be off. So here the condition is, if input is on, output is deactivated. If input is on, output is off here. The logic is reversed here. Now here input is on, input is off. So the condition which is satisfying this is NC, because here only if input is on, output is off. So what we have to do is, switch 2 should be used as NC, and this should be connected with L3. So this is how we have to do the program. We have a step-by-step procedure. First, we have to calculate the total number of inputs and outputs. After that, we have to decide whether to use NO or NC for satisfying the condition. According to that, we have to do the program. So next, we will see some more examples. So now for this, we'll see how to do the program. So first we have to check what is the total number of input and output. So totally in this we have 3 inputs and 5 different outputs. So first we have to check whether to use NO or NC for the inputs. Now for the first condition, if switch 1 is on, input is on, both the outputs are on only. So what we have to do? We have to use NO here, because in NO only, if input is on, output also will be activated. So switch 1 I am using as NO, and I am going to connect it with lamp 1 and lamp 2. Next, if switch 2 is on, motor 1 and motor 2 off. So here, if input is on, output is off. So S2 should be used as NC. Motor 1 motor 2. Next, the third condition is if switch 3 is on, motor 3 should be on. Input is on, output is also on. Switch 3 connected to motor 3. So this is how the program should be done. Next, we will see another example. So we see the logic of this now. First, totally we have 4 inputs and 2 outputs. So here we have, for the first condition itself, we have 2 inputs. So based on the logic, if here what we have mentioned is and represents both. When both the inputs are on only, my output should be activated. When both are on only, output should be activated. So here what we have to do, both the inputs should be connected in series. If I connect in series only, what will happen? If both are on, output will be activated. How it will be means, just consider this as a switch 1 and this is switch 2. So I'm going to connect it with one output. So here this is positive and here this is negative. What will happen? Negative is directly flowing. When this is switch 1 and this is switch 2. When switch 1 is on, what will happen? This will be getting closed. But since this is closed, what will happen? Supply will be flowing through this, but this is still open only. So since this is open, supply cannot pass through this switch to the output. So if one switch is on also, output will be off only. When both are on only, output will be activated. But in case if the switch is connected parallelly like this, two switches are there, both the switches are connected parallelly like this. So this is switch 1 and this is switch 2. This is positive and this is negative. So what will happen if this switch is activated? What will happen? Supply will be directly flowing because this switch is not interrupting that. This is separately connected. So even if this switch is on also, output will be on. Now this is off and this is on, means when this is on also, output will be on. If any one of the switches activated also, the output will be activated. So this is the logic for parallel combination. So here the condition what we have mentioned is and means when both are on only, output should be activated. So here what I have to do, this is input is on, output is also on. So I have to use normally open of switch 1 and switch 2, and we have to connect it with motor. Next, here this is OR condition, input is on, output is also on. So NO only we have to use, but it should be connected parallelly. Switch 3, switch 4. We have to connect it with output. So this is the way we have to connect when we have the conditions like this and or like this. Next we will see some more examples. So here totally we have 3 inputs and 3 outputs. So the condition first we have to do. 2 inputs are there, switch 1 and switch 2 on, lamp 1 and lamp 2 on. Switch 1 and switch 2, so I am connecting it in series. Since it is NO, I am connecting it in series like this. Lamp 1 and lamp 2 I have connected. So if switch 1 and switch 2 are on, lamp 1, lamp 2 will be activated. So the next condition is if switch 3 is activated, lamp 3 should be on. Till this we can complete first. Switch is on, output is also on. So if switch 3 is activated, lamp 3 is activated. This is completed. Next, at the same time, what should happen is lamp 1 and lamp 2 should be off. Lamp 1 and lamp 2 are available here. This should be off. Now we have to check why this lamp 1 and lamp 2 is on now. Why it is on means switch 1 and switch 2 are giving the supply. The supply is flowing to L1 and L2 through this. So if I disconnect the supply, what will happen? L1 and L2 will be off. So when I have to disconnect? When switch 3 is on. That is, if input, that is switch 3 is on, this should be off. So what I have to do? Here only the supply is flowing. In this I have to use switch 3 as NC. So what will happen when switch 3 is activated? This will close, but same switch 3 I am using here as NC. So this will get opened. If this is opened, what will happen? The supply which is given by S1 and S2 cannot pass to L1 and L2. So since the supply cannot pass to L1 and L2, it will be getting deactivated. So this is how we have to use the input by repeating the same input as NC for turning it off. This is called as interlocking, input interlocking. So this is how we have to repeat the input and deactivate the output.